Hello world, hello Techorama. My name is Timmy Kokke, also known as Source Code Online. And for the next 20-ish minutes, I'm going to show you how you can code for millions. I'm not talking about millions of dollars, which is fun to do as well. But there is an audience of millions of people waiting out there to watch you code. And I kind of envision it like this. We are up on the stage and coding, and people are cheering in the crowd. Millions of people out there. Little background about myself. I normally work as a consultant during the daytime for Centric, where I mostly work with C# and ASP.NET for enterprises. But at night I am a live coder, and I also run a WebXR meetup. And I mostly program with JavaScript and all kinds of modern web APIs, like WebXR or Web Bluetooth. And I stream that onto the internet. So live streaming, what's that about? There are a couple of platforms like Twitch or Mixer or YouTube, it's possible as well, where you can broadcast your gameplay. That's what it's mostly used for. For example, the top image is Dr. Disrespect. He is a gamer, pretty big celebrity on Twitch, and yeah, he is. But he has this kind of character he presents himself with. But also people are playing games like Minecraft or do live coding. Over to live coding. This is a screenshot from my stream, and live coding is pretty much the same thing. Although instead of playing games, you would play or stream your development, your software development. Why would you do that? One big difference between the live streams that I do and a lot of other people start doing, and presentations on YouTube or courses on various websites, is that all these presentations are perfect. They are rehearsed, everything goes fine, and if anything goes wrong, it is rehearsed. And it's really valuable to see other people struggling with their code and and see how they would fix issues that come up when developing software. People also want to be part of a community, and that's another big thing about Twitch, where I stream, is that there are people in your stream, they are watching, and they can communicate back to you in real time. So they type in chat, you can respond to them, and they can ask questions or help you out with bugs. Hey, you forgot a semicolon on line 7, that kind of thing. It's really helpful. Another thing that's really helping me is that it keeps me focused. When I'm just sitting at my desktop at home and I'm typing some code, I wander off and start browsing YouTube and eventually start watching some cat videos. And if there are potentially 1 million people out there that could watch you, you would not start watching cat videos unless it's part of your stream. Where do you go when you want to get started on this? Well, you need a couple of things. Of course, you need a computer. You need some software that can capture your screen and broadcast that onto the internet. I'm using OBS, which is a tool you can use for that, and there's XSplit as well, which is another tool. You need a microphone. As soon as you are serious about streaming, I would suggest investing in a good microphone. I started out with a crappy headset and it sounds really bad. And when people come across your channel, they might get turned off because you just sound bad. I prefer a webcam as well, which is something you need to deal with to show your face on the internet and people watching you. But I think a stream becomes more personal when viewers can see your face. There are people that stream without a microphone, without a webcam, but they don't get a lot of viewers. And you need a good internet connection. For writing code in a text editor, it might not be that big of a deal. but I also build VR games with web technology, which require some effort from your system. And you need to be able to encode a good stream and upload it live on the internet as well, so you need a really good internet connection. And then what are you going to stream? Pretty much anything goes. People are building anything they can think of on the internet. One great way to start is building your own chatbot and your overlays for your stream. It's not that hard to do. It's basically reading an IRC feed and just respond to commands coming in and send responses back. This is my setup at home. I've got a couple of more lights around me, but basically I have my laptop, I have my screen, I have a webcam and a microphone. To be more specific, I'm using this game laptop because it's just capable of doing VR. I'm using a Logitech 920C. I think it's the same webcam as up there, or a similar one, which is not that expensive and it gives a good quality. If you want to go real high end, you can buy other cameras, but this is a very good one to start with. I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone, which is a USB microphone, and the sound is not that good, but with some tweaking you can get it to sound pretty good. And then there are two devices I use, an Elgato Stream Deck. I've got one with me, and I think there's one over there in the booth as well, which is just a panel with a couple of buttons. You can use to trigger things in your stream. For example, sound effects, switching scenes, going from a full screen camera to your webcam, for example, without having to go into your software and click all around. You just can press a button. And I recently started using the Cam Link, which is used to grab any HDMI signal and stream that as a webcam into your PC. And there's one over there as well. Which is just, if you are using anything other than a USB webcam, you might need a Cam Link. Software, I'm using OBS as a stream software. Also, I started using Chatty, which is basically an RSC client, which hooks pretty well into Twitch. And that way I have a little more control over what I see and what's happening in the chat instead of watching the web stream itself. I'm using Soundbite for sound effects, which is pretty fun. People can trigger sound effects in my stream and try to troll me. I've got, for example, an air horn sound, and there are people actually here that like to troll me with that air horn sound. I'm using Voice Meter. Voice Meter is a tool that is used for routing audio through your system. So instead of having just one audio feed you have to deal with, I can really fine-grain control basically every application that comes into my feed. I have an example for that in a second. I'm using Streamlabs for some alerts during my stream, and I'm using Rosie, which is my chatbot, based on the Simpsons character, and yeah, that's basically handling everything that's going on in chat and in my stream. Audio is something I think is really important in your stream. I think you have to sound good and have a good balance between everything that's going on. So this is a screenshot of Voice Meter. There is a free version. I'm using the not free version, which has a little bit more control over everything. And there's also a virtual hardware device you can also use. So you have an extra audio device on your system you can use. One other great thing is that this device can be controlled with MIDI. So my chatbot is using MIDI signals to control things throughout my system. For example, the sound effects are controlled through MIDI. And also the volume of the music is controlled through MIDI as well. So I can, when an event happens, I can mute the audio and raise the volume of the event happening. And just got a little bit more control over there. The screenshot below is the audio player I'm using, which I built as well. I just wanted to have some visual things going on, and this is running inside the stream. You can create browser views, and you can do anything you can do in a browser, you can do in your stream as well. And then for the microphone, I'm using a set of plugins. And there are a few things that I think are really important to have on your audio. One is the noise gate. There's also always some noise going on from your computer. The fan is blowing, and you want to remove that from your stream. So when you're not talking, I want dead silence, and that's what the noise gate is doing. As soon as the volume goes below a certain level, it just cuts out the entire audio. I also am using noise suppression. Now I started out by using default tools inside OBS, but I replaced those with some free plugins I found on the internet, and these can do for noise suppression. They can create a profile of your noise and subtract that from your audio, so the noise is absolutely gone without affecting the audio signal too much, which is great. I have an extra one. I'm streaming from my attic, which can be pretty hot sometimes, so I have a big fan blowing sometimes, and I create a separate profile to remove that noise as well. But then the audio quality gets affected as well, so I switch back and forth between the two. And of course you need some compression and equalization on your audio to just make you sound really good. Let's say you want to start streaming, or you are streaming already, and you want to have some tips. One thing I learned throughout the years basically is having a schedule and stick with it. I stream 2 times a week, and it's really important for me to start at the same time on Monday and on Thursday. People know that I will be streaming then, and they match that up with their own schedules, so they have time. They go to the same streamer again, and you will grow much faster if you stream on a schedule and stream at the same time, and stick with it, so people don't have to guess when you're live. On the days I'm not streaming, I'm also always hanging out in other people's streams, or before my stream, after my stream. I also hang out within the other streams of other people, other coders on the internet, and I participate. So my name is in that chat, and they go and check out my stream, and that way we help each other grow. There is a tool called Restream, which you can use to stream on multiple platforms at the same time, which sounds like a really good idea. You have Twitch, you can stream to YouTube as well, you can stream to Mixer, you can stream to Twitter, you can stream to Facebook, all at once. The problem is that when someone is watching you on YouTube, that's their platform, they want to communicate with you, and you can, within the tool Restream, you can see what they are saying. But people that are watching you on Twitch cannot see what they are saying. So you are talking to one person, and it doesn't matter where they come from. But for the viewer, it's really weird. You are responding to people that they cannot see. So I would suggest not using Restream and just focus on one platform and grow there. Share clips of your stream. You can create up to 1 minute long clips of your stream, and if you have something happening on your stream, something funny, share it on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. People will see those and think, oh, that's nice. So they come to your stream, and then that way you drive some extra traffic to your stream and help you grow. This is another important one, and actually it's pretty difficult. Engage with your chat, even if there's no one there. So you have to keep talking. Silence on your stream is not done. You don't want any silence. So you keep on talking and talking, and to someone that's not there, which is pretty hard at first. One way to check for myself what I'm doing, I'm not paying too much attention during the stream, but after the stream I'm looking back at my recording, and I just click at a few random points during the stream. And at every point I need to be talking. If I got a couple of points during my stream where I randomly click and I'm silent, I'm just silent too much, and I know next time I need to really speak more. Another way of growing is create secondary content. For example, on YouTube, create videos that are related to what you do on stream, if you have time for it. I still have to do this, but it's a really good way to grow your channel, and people watching you on YouTube and think, oh, that's nice, and so they come to your Twitch stream as well, see the same thing, and they start following you and maybe even subscribing. A lot of gamers use Instagram, for example, to grow as well. I haven't figured out the way to use the coding paradigm on Instagram yet. A static photo doesn't do much, or a simple video doesn't do much on Instagram. Don't watch your view count. You can see how many people are watching you live. That number is always off, stays behind. So you might think nobody's watching, so you're just sitting and waiting for someone to come in. But there's actually someone there, but the value is not updated yet. So you're silent and he leaves already. Or what might happen is that all of a sudden, for some reason, because someone mentions you in another chat, or for some reason, you all of a sudden have 100 viewers. It might get you nervous. As long as they're not all start chatting at the same time, you don't even know they're there, and it shouldn't really matter. I always look at the views afterwards. You get an email that your stats are ready, and I look at my statistics, and then I know how many people have viewed on average, and that's the only real value I'm interested in. Be grateful. I've seen streamers that are just ignoring subscriptions or donations. People come to your stream, start chatting, even start following you, subscribing to your channel, and they're spending their time on your channel. And I think, yeah, that's something to be grateful of. People take time out of their busy days to hang out in your stream. So I'm always grateful for anybody that hangs out. These three people are streamers as well, and they create content to help you grow on Twitch or other streaming platforms. Gay Level is having streams on Friday where he reviews other streams. So you can sign up there and have him watch your stream live. On the recording of your stream, he watches live and give comment on that, and that can really help you grow and see what things you can tweak to make your stream look more professional. Ashley Christ is another one, and I have a quote from her in a second. Livecoders.dev is a community where I think almost 100 live coders are in a team, and we all help each other out, and this is a great community. If you are looking for someone to watch code, this is the place to start. There is pretty much always someone live, and people are building games with Unity or streaming Xamarin, all kinds of different things, Python. It's not Microsoft focused, it's not anything goes. People building hardware, really fun to watch. I want to end with one bonus tip from Ashley Price. Different is better than better, and I've actually clipped it, so if you have a look at the slides later you can watch that the moment she said that. And she's talking about how you don't need to watch other people and do the same thing and try to be better than anybody else. Try to be different. If someone uses red, you are using blue, and there's always someone out there that is interested in watching you stream. If you want to know more, you can, you should follow me on Twitch, that is a start. All my details are on there as well. Did you write it? If you want to have a session here next year, it's actually in my notes somehow. If you want a session next year, you should talk to the organizers so they can get you in here for next year. I also have a Discord, which is not mentioned here. Yeah, you should hang out there. I'm discussing things I do on my stream, outside of the stream there, and it's a great way to hang out with each other outside of the streams. Are there any questions? Sorry, I can't hear you.
You said not to restream, but rather to combine all the chats and show them on your stream, because then they can see.
The question is, why not restream and combine all chats on your stream? It's not always possible to read the text that is on stream. For example, if you are using the Twitch mobile app, it's very hard to see the screen, but you can listen in and read the chat. So I do have the chat on my stream from Twitch. But I've seen people using Restream, and it's just it's not really helpful. It's not fun to watch, and I think it will not be beneficial for your stream. Any other questions?